All right, this is Gary from Videoguys. Today's Videoguys live show is all about NDI bundles and how we're going to save you $100 on your order when you order an NDI bundle. What do you need to order to get in there? Well, it's instant savings, and rather than pre-build bundles for you, you're going to build your own NDI bundle. You're going to add 3 NDI products. It could be cameras. It could be a NDI switcher like an Epiphan Pearl Mini or a VizRT TriCaster. And then when you add a Netgear AV switch, we're going to take $100 off your order. It's just that simple. It's going to happen automatically when you pick those NDI products. And I'm going to go through and show you how you can do that on the show first. But let's talk a little bit about NDI, what we're talking about. Any bundles you want. You can mix NDI Production System with a camera and converter, a multi-camera PTZ system with a controller, an NDI Production Upgrade for what you're already doing, and most of all, what we're saying is add that Netgear switch. We're big fans of the NDI world. Live production systems, converters, production tools, PTZ controllers, you name it, we've got it. And today's show, it's not even today's show, for 2 years, what have we been telling you makes your NDI system better? Dun, 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 a Netgear AV switch to manage your entire production network. Netgear AV switches are not just recommended by Videoguys.com, they are our #1 go-to tech solution when you run into problems, when you're trying to set up your solution. So NDI, we found throughout the years that the #1 problem that people configuring an NDI workflow have is that they're trying to use a switch that wasn't designed for NDI, that not necessarily can't be used for NDI, but to get NDI working properly, they're going to have to go in there and do a lot of high-end type settings and setting stuff up in the switch so the switch operate properly. That's no longer a thing. It's a thing of the past. Why? Because Netgear delivered the M4350 AV over IP optimized switches. These things are so good. We love them. We recommend them. We've done a lot of shows on them. They've been top 10 products. To remind you, the 4250 are managed switches that are available in desktop or rack mount for smaller studios, churches, corporate settings. Their new M4350s are actually scalable solutions that you can use multiple switches together to scale up to put your whole enterprise on NDI. And I want to remind you, when it comes to NDI, any product on your network that's NDI aware can see and talk to every other NDI product that's on your network. So you could be using this in a studio, you could be using it throughout your corporate offices, you could be using it in a church with overflow rooms and other rooms, you can use it in school with multiple classrooms. NDI opens up a world of flexibility, possibility, expandability, and with a Netgear switch, you get reliability and you get stability as well. So let's jump into the show a little bit. I want to talk about the 4250 network switches because these are the main switches that I think are going to apply to people watching our show, our typical customers. These are their base switches that they have, and what we try to do is show you what switch is what to help you pick a little bit. Now, I want to be clear, they have switches with more ports and more PoE. If you want to get into those, give us a call. Our guys would love to help you with it. They configure this stuff all the time. In fact, I believe you guys put the camera on you on that corner, just reconfigured our Netgear switch because we found out that we missed a couple of updates, and that's why some stuff wasn't firing correctly. But how's it been running since we did that update, guys?
Good.
Cool.
Good.
So once again, coming to this, basically what I tend to look at when I talk to someone about which Netgear switch do you want, it comes down to 3 things. How many ports do you need? What level of PoE do you need, which is how much power actually comes over each jack? And then what's the total power you need? And you're going to see on this show, we went to the $11.99 bundle that you see on the bottom. And the reason we're showing that in most of the bundles I'm going to show you is because it's got PoE++, because it'll handle the biggest cameras, and it's giving you 720 watts of total power. It's got the SFP connectors, which are really great if you're going to connect to a bigger network. And I just think it's really the way to go. If you're on a budget, all of these will do well. I know the 4210PX, you'll see it's the second line item. $899.99 is another go-to switch I really like because it's got not only the PoE Plus, but 220 watts. I find the smaller switch with 110 watts is really good when you're not going to be using a lot of PoE. But if you're going to be using 2 or more NDI PTZ cameras, you probably want to step up to that second one for the extra money. I think I mentioned it before, but Netgear switches are our #1 tech support solution. If you run into problems configuring a system, they're super easy to configure, super easy to set up, super easy to configure, super easy to expand, super easy to grow, and super easy to troubleshoot. And if you have any questions about it, first of all, you can always call our guys. Adam and James use this stuff all the time. They're your first frontline support. But if you're really getting into a techie issue with a Netgear switch, Netgear themselves has a phenomenal knowledge base in their own pre-sales team that can help you configure and figure out which switch you need. So if you're a church that wants to add, that wants to replace 8 different cameras, you're a big church, you want to put an NDI switch, you want to go all NDI, we can help you with it, and we can also have the folks at Netgear consult with us as well. If you run a school's tech department and you want to put NDI in an entire wing of a middle school or a high school, we've got the people who can help you do that as well. So NDI, the scalability makes it phenomenal. We're going to talk about some basic system solutions now that we recommend people try if they want to get into NDI. So each of these bundles, you can choose any bundles you want to take advantage of this program. I want to make it clear. I'm going to use some examples and some samples to show you A, stuff that we recommend, and B, the kind of savings you can get. So the first one, we're big fans of the TriCasters. They were called NewTek. Now they're called VizRT. VizRT bought them a few years ago. VizRT, NewTek, either way, you're getting the same great quality. The VizRT TriCaster, there's a new one, the TriCaster Go, that is under $5,000. You can get it with a controller for $74.95. So we put a little kit together and said, let's take a TriCaster Go with the mini controller. Let's put 2 NDI, 2 of the PTZs in it from VizRT. Let's add a Netgear switch. You're going to save $100. You can also upgrade that system to a Mini X if you want to go 4K, put some of their UHD cameras in there, get the same $100 savings. What can you do with that $100? Anything you want. Take your wife out to dinner, bet on the Super Bowl, buy a box at your local pub, get a nice lunch. Anything you want to do with the $100. Get yourself a pair of sneakers, depending how crazy you are. I know sneakers tend to be more than $100, but it's $100. Our gift to you, just putting together a bundle together. I know a lot of churches have talked to us about they want to upgrade to NDI. They're using a laptop or a PC that's running Wirecast or VMix or OBS, and they're saying, we want to make the next step. How do we go to NDI? Well, here's a great idea. Get yourself a couple of very affordable Move SE cameras from PTZ Optics. In this case, I'm saying a 30X for the back of the room, a 12X for the side of the room. Get these are kind of tricky. If you're going to buy these on our site, you're going to have to give us a call. Why? Because the Move SE cameras are not actually NDI. So when you put them in the cart, we're not going to automatically give you the savings. You're going to have to give the guys a call and let them custom configure that for you. And we're going to trust you that you're going to buy the $99 NDI upgrades for each of those. And then we also said, let's put a play in this bundle. Why are you putting a play in the bundle? Because a lot of houses of worship want to have an overflow room. And with a play, any room that has a network switch on your network that you plug the play into, you can now put an HDMI TV in there and get your programming from. So it's great for overflow rooms. And we put a nice little switch in here. We felt this one you can go with one of the less expensive switches because you're not pumping a whole lot of stuff, a lot of power over NDI PoE. I know a lot of people who put that big 30X in the back of the church tend to have a wall wart there, and they mount it there, and they never touch it again. So we found that typically, that unit, well, it is fully functional with PoE. Most people end up plugging it in. Another example, if we're on back to VMix, the folks at JVC have a great solution for VMix. They have a turnkey VMix studio switcher. I say get the control surface. We're going to give you a couple of JVC PTZ cameras in this bundle. We're going to add the Netgear switch, and you're going to get you $100 savings. Very, very cool. You save $100. This is a great bundle for people who have played with VMix a little bit and want to get VMix on a bigger scale, and you need to be at a computer for it anyway. Get the pre-configured studio from JVC. Get the controller. Get everything you need right there. Next one, maybe you're just looking to add a couple of PTZ cameras. You've got an existing system, maybe you want to go to NDI with PTZ. So we said, hey, let's take a couple of BirdDog P240s. Let's add the PTZ Optics SuperJoy. Let's add a Netgear switcher. You know what? I told you guys I'm going to show you how to configure things, so I'm going to go into our website now, and I'm going to configure just that system. So let's bring up the Videoguys website. Here's the Videoguys website that you guys have seen and known and loved. Now, one of the things I want to say is that you can go to NDI Products if you want, and you'll get a list of all our NDI products, and all these products apply to this deal that we're doing right now. So let's see, we've got the, I want to find those bird dogs. You know what, I prefer shopping the old-fashioned way just by going to it. So I'm going to go to BirdDog. And I'm going to go down to those PTZ 240s. And I'm going to go black on this one. I'm going to add to the cart. Why did that not work? I'm actually going to put 2 of them in the cart. And now I'm going to go and I'm going to say, you know what? I love. It's my favorite controller, the PTZ SuperJoy from PTZ Optics. Let's go to PTZ Optics. And I keep going to touch the screen, guys. It's an old habit that dies hard. Here's the SuperJoy. Let's put that in the cart. And you can see we've got these 2 and that in the cart. And now I'm going to go get my savings. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to the Netgear page. And I am going to add this puppy, which I love. And now if you'll see on the cart, we've got that $100 savings has automatically been added to all our items. So if I go to checkout, I can see that those items are added there. Now, what the system does is it automatically spreads your $100 discount over the value of the products that you put into your bundle. So if you were to add 3 other products, even if they weren't NDI, and it still gets spread, don't worry about it. You're getting your $100. The math adds up. The computer does not make a mistake on that. I'm going to jump back into the presentation, guys. Slideshow from current slide. Cool. So that was how you configure this particular one. Let's say you're a school, a higher education school. You got a lecture center, and you want to put that lecture center into an NDI bundle, and you want to use a couple of cameras and a Epiphan Mini. Well, here's the product. Get yourself a Netgear switch. $100 savings on this switch, but I want to talk about this one a little bit. Let's say you're a school that wants to put 10 of these in 10 different lecture centers. Not a problem. You could get a bigger switch than this one switch. You can get an enterprise level switch or a larger switch that maybe has 24 ports and a lot more PoE. And you can have up to a dozen cameras if you wanted throughout your facility with an Epiphan Pearl Mini in each one. Why do I bring that up? Because the Pearl Mini can be operated remotely so that you can work with Panopto or Kaltura or even your own little scheduler to automatically have that Pearl Mini used for playback and recording and streaming with your professors, with your students. So if you're looking to do some live streaming from multiple lecture halls, or maybe you're a high school that wants to put it in a couple of your bigger classrooms where you want to do some distance learning or stuff like that, really great. We recommend the Canon products with the Epiphan stuff. Why? Because Epiphan does. These cameras are great. One of the reasons we like Canon cameras is, well, we've done PTZ shows before, but the Canon color science is really cool. They just do a little bit better in low light situations. So let's just talk about that, because lecture centers aren't always the most well lit if the guy's using a lot of overheads and stuff like that. And once again, with the Epiphan Pearl, you can also bring in your presentations from your PowerPoint if you're the teacher. $100 savings. What does a teacher do with $100? It's a lot of cups of coffee. Maybe you've got a system going already that's NDI, and what you want to do is start recording all your ISO streams. Well, Kiloview introduced the Cube R1 as a great product. It's basically an NDI recorder and playback device. And we said, okay, maybe you want to add a Cube R1. Maybe you've got a TriCaster system going, but you know, like we know, that when you put everything on the TriCaster, including ISO recording of maybe 4 or 5 cameras, well, sometimes things slow down a little bit. So we like the idea of taking that recording function away from your mixer, be it a TriCaster or VMix, OBS, and let it be a standalone item on your network that can now take all those recordings. What's the example we're using here? Well, let's get some NDI converters. Let's get an inverter and decoder for playback to a monitor. Let's get a Wi-Fi one, any amount of converters you want to get, but here's a sample of 3 of them, and you save your $100. In this example, we use the smaller switch because these converters don't really take a lot of PoE. But if I was going to do, say, 3 or 4 converters, 3 or 4 PTZ cameras that I may have already that are also NDI supporting, then you're certainly going to want to upgrade to the $1199 switch or bigger. And I'm sorry that I call it by the price, but that's because if you remember from the slide, the part numbers get a little confusing. So I like to point you in the direction of what it costs. Last one is a really cool one. It's a one-man NDI workflow with the YOLObox Ultra. YOLObox just launched their YOLObox Ultra last year. It's very cool. It is not an NDI product out of the box, although you can test NDI with it. But for full NDI use, to be completely NDI, you need to get the NDI upgrade for $99 directly from YOLObox with the version 1.4 software that just came out. You can support up to 3 NDI sources. We're showing this with a Move SE from PTZ Optics. Once again, as I mentioned earlier, the Move SE will not come into your bin as NDI because you have to get the NDI upgrade for 99 bucks. But if you want to put this something like this together, you give our guys a call. They'll be happy to work with you. They know you're going to buy those NDI upgrades, and they'll manually put that coupon into your cart so that you can get the right pricing and get with the deal that you want. Last, maybe you're super duper high end. Maybe it's a high end church or a high end concert venue and you want the best of the best. Well, that's Panasonic, baby, and that's the UE160. When you see, people like T Swift or a sporting event or, a big situation where they're on the sideline of the football game, they got the sideline person on a PTZ camera, you could bet they're probably using UE160s or 150s. We put 160s in this bundle because they are NDI, everything, the top of the line camera that's out there. Their RP150 joystick controller is just a phenomenal product. And here, once again, $100 off. So just an example of how when you add that Netgear switch, you can save money. And once again, we're not discounting any of the particular products. We're just giving you a discount on the whole deal. Guys, I hope you found this exciting and these bundles cool. Call us to help configure your NDI bundle. Build your own bundle. Now's the time for NDI. Guys, put the camera on you guys again. I want to stress, Adam and James use this stuff. They produce our show. They're the guys on the phone, if you call, who can help you create your own bundle. If you're putting a bundle together and for whatever reason your savings aren't coming through, give these guys a call. They'll put you through. One of the things we can do that, I should have gotten a sample of it. If you call up our team and they help you configure a bundle, they can send you an email of the bundle you configured, where now all you have to do is click on a link in that email and you can order immediately, which really makes the whole thing nice. Now, why are you going to call our guys? Well, maybe the bundle of stuff you want didn't get you the savings you thought you were going to get. I get it. It's okay. We'll help you with that. We use Shopify on our website, and I'm not going to say it works 100% of the time, but it's passed all our tests. But like we said, if you're getting something that has to be NDI upgraded, like a UE150 instead of UE160 camera, a Move SE camera, you can do that and get the NDI upgrade, and then you're in business, and we'll help you with it. The other thing is that maybe you just say, I'm putting this stuff together, guys. Is this really going to work for me? I want to make sure. They'll go over it with you and review it. And even more importantly, let's say you've got some older gear that's not NDI. You want to put together some new NDI gear. They're going to talk you through it and tell you what you really need to get the job done. What's the right encoder or decoder for the job for your existing equipment? What cameras should be replaced or not replaced or upgraded and where you should put them. That's why we have live people here. And I just want to say, guys, great job on today's slides on the bundles we have. But I'm expecting you to be really busy with bundle calls over the next few days. So make these guys busy, keep them busy, and keep them giving you $100 bills. I love it. Once again, we want to review what you do. You go to our website to build your NDI bundle. You pick 3 NDI products. It could be a production server, a production switcher like a VizRT TriCaster, Wirecast gear. It could even be Wirecast software. Pick 3 products so you could get some converters, some PTZ cameras, a recorder like the Cube R1, and then add a Netgear AV switch, which you should be doing anyway because they're the best switches for the job and you can get the best results. Save $100. I think it's a great deal. I love it. I thank you for tuning into today's sale. Please, if you have any questions about any of the products in today's webinar, any of the bundles you saw or how these bundles work, give us a call. That's why we're here, 800-323-2325. Videoguys.com, live people who use the equipment every day who can help you with it. And by the way, I'm Gary, Videoguys.com, the president of Videoguys.com. Please like us on our social media. Help us get those likes. Give us your comments. Give it your feedback. We love when you do stuff like that. And you know what else we love doing? Giving you $100 because you ordered an NDI bundle. This is Gary from Video Guys. Peace.
Video Guys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.